Welcome to Kraken's Garage. I'm your host, Eric. Thank you for joining me today on another episode. Today we're going to talk about pre-ride checks. Let's get to it. MSF recommends T-clocks, acronyms. I'm beginning to hate and loathe acronyms. They're hard to remember. There's acronyms on top of acronyms. A lot of times I have to Google just to see what an acronym means. In this case, T-clocks means tires and wheels, controls, lights, electronics, oil and oil fluids, chassis, and stands. If you do this entire T-clocks method, you're going to be in your garage for an hour. It's unrealistic, in my opinion, to spend that much time on a pre-ride check. So I recommend a much shorter method and save the T-clocks method for when you do your monthly checks, biannual checks, things of that nature. We're going to review how to do it in a simple 2-minute drill to run over your bike before you hop on your bike and go for a ride. What I call the ABCDEFG method. A for air, B for bars, C for controls, D for drive, E for earth, F for fasteners, and G for guy or gal. First thing you need to do is check the air. Any standard tire air gauge will work. Good to go there. Next, we're going to take our tire gauge, and what we're listening for is for pings. If your bike has spokes, you'll hear a thud if a spoke is out of adjustment and it'll need tightening. So just quickly check for pings. If you have cast wheels, ignore this part. B for bars. With your kickstand up and off the center stand, squeeze the front brake, apply the rear brake, push it forward and back. If the front brake was in question, it would have slipped forward. If the rear brake was not functioning properly, it would have creeped backwards some. Bounce up and down. Check for the suspension and the uniformity. If it doesn't feel right, inspect it further. Turn your steering wheel from lock to lock. What we're fishing around for is any cable bind of that nature. Creep on the throttle. Sometimes if the cables aren't threaded up here properly, when you turn it lock to lock, it'll accelerate the bike unexpectedly. Next, go for a buck and bongo ride. What we're checking for is the bearings in the front stem. If it goes clunk, that's bad news, and check them out. They'll probably need to be replaced. C for controls. This is one you don't want to cut. They're probably one of the top 2 items you need to check before every ride. That is an absolute must, and that's air in your tires and your controls. What do I mean by controls? Check your turn signals, right, left, do they work? Is your brake light working? Okay, are your 4-way flashes working? Is your horn working? All of these items have got to do their job to communicate to everyone else where you're at. You are such a small target on the road, you need to be seen, and if one of those items isn't functioning, it leads to bad things happening. So don't cut corners on this one. T-clocks also recommends you check your brake fluid, your hydraulic lines, and things of that nature. That's one item that I drop from the T-locks on my pre-check ride. I glance at them and I move on. So I'm not going to check every line, every single ride. To each his own. Again, take what I say with a grain of salt. This is just what I do, and it works for me. So it's worked for a lot of years. Next, drive. We're going to check for chain slack that is properly oiled. If you have a shaft drive or a belt drive, you're going to check your belt or check to make sure there's no leaks in your shaft drive unit. Basically, I'm going to pull my flashlight out of my tank back here. It's about 1.5 inches thick, and that gives me a right range of how much slack should be in my chain. Take your flashlight and check and see how much chain movement you have. If it's 1.5 inches, you're good to go. Does it feel greasy? Then yeah, you're probably good. If it doesn't, oil your chain as needed. E for earth. Get your flashlight, look up underneath. What we're looking for is any licks, leaks, drips, anything of that nature. This one seems dry and good to go. So basically, if your bike pees the bed that she sleeps in, you have issues. Don't slap a diaper on it and go ride and check it out. F, fasteners. Get yourself a silver and black Sharpie. They can be bought on Amazon or at your local Walmart, whatever. All your mission critical bolts on your bike, go over every single one of them. take your Sharpie and just draw a line on it. That way when you're visually inspecting your bike, you can do a quick glance. You can see if it has moved in any direction, you know it's backing out some and you need to cinch it down or maybe throw some Loctite on it. So it makes a really simple solution to solving that problem without having to retorque every bolt on your bike every time you ride. Check the guy or girl in the mirror. Are they mad? Are they angry? Are they upset? Are they stoned or drunk? Are they happy? Is their mind right to go for a ride? That's up to you. So that concludes this video on Kraken's pre-ride check. I hope it helps you out. I'll post up on the screen the A, B, C, D, E, and G of my pre-ride check. Here we go again. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, folks, go ride when you can because it's good for ya.